Hey everybody, I'm Dean Graziosi. Welcome to the Weekly Wisdom. Thanks for all the great replies last week. I do, and some of you still ask, I do read every single reply or every single comment under my video. So if you have a message for me, anything you want, I do read every single one of them. In fact, it's great inspiration for me. I actually wake up in the morning, sometimes 5 o'clock, 5:30 before I go to the gym. I'll read them, then I come back. Anyway, it's a cool little ritual. I like it. So a couple of things. If you're new to the site, browse around, check out old videos. If we don't have your name and email address, log in up here. I'll give you my New York Times best-selling book for free, but most of all, we'll remind you of these weekly wisdoms every single week. If you don't have my new book, 30 Days to Real Estate Cash, well, it's my newest book. I'm working on another new one right now. Go ahead and grab it. It's an amazing book. It's changed a lot of lives. Okay, what do I want to talk about today? You know, I always bring in things to my into my videos that happen in my life. And the last 3 nights, I kid you not, I fell back into old habits. I woke up probably around 2 to 3 o'clock. Last night I went to bed at 11, woke up at 2 and never went back to sleep, just thinking. You know, sometimes when you got things on your mind, doesn't mean it has to be negative. It could be something exciting or thinking through a project. But you get up and you start thinking about it over and over, and it's almost, I don't know if you've ever done this, and we could do it during the daytime. It doesn't have to mean you don't sleep, but we'll think about it all the way through and go, and then we'll start thinking about it all over again. But mine happened to be falling into old habits, so I want to let you know that I still have to practice everything I teach you every single day. Mine were a couple negative thoughts, things that I'm working on, one project's not going so well, some other personal stuff, and I'm trying to all figure it out, right? And I obsessed about it. And you know what? I did things that I used to do. I just let it go in my mind, go in my mind, go in my mind. And then this morning, like I didn't know how to fix it. I'm like, oh my God. And so let me just share this with you. Again, I'm kind of all over the place because I'm just talking about something that's so real, so now. It happened last night, and I fixed it this morning. What I used to do, what I've discovered over the years, if you have something that's bugging you, keeping you up at night, bugging you during the day, what we'll end up doing is thinking over and over again, and we don't even know how the outcome's going to be, but we'll presume all these different outcomes, and then a lot of times, if you get in the wrong zone, you start thinking of it, well, if this goes wrong, and then that goes wrong, then this goes wrong, and this goes wrong, and all of a sudden you're on a slippery slope down. Well, let me just tell you how to kill that. And I did it this morning, and I'm like, duh. Is when you start having that thought in the middle of the night, the middle of the day, keeps you up, immediately write down what it is, and then write down the worst possible outcome and the best possible outcome. I want to tell you something, that little trick immediately ends it, because in most cases, the worst possible outcome isn't the end of the world. The best possible outcome is fantastic, and it's a learning lesson. And here's what I've also discovered. If the worst possible outcome happens, what I write next to that is, what lesson would I learn from it? So you have a thought that's bugging you, keeping you awake. You write down what that is. Worst possible outcome, best possible outcome. Next to the worst possible outcome, if that happened, would it end your life? Would it kill you? And what lesson can you learn from it? Here's what I know about things in my life that have been the worst possible outcome that I thought at the time was the worst. When I look back, it's what structured me. It's what sculpted me as a human being. It's what raised me. Adversity is what raises you to the next level. Things that go wrong teach you what not to do and make you stronger. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So at the end of the day, when I did that this morning, something that's been bothering me for 3 days, it ended like that, because the worst case scenario is not the end of the world. And if it does happen, I'm going to learn an amazing lesson for it. But most cases, I'm going to work to make it the best case scenario. So I know that today I was a little all over the place. It's because I slept 3 hours. But I really wanted to share that message. I think it's great. I think it'll help. And I got some amazing stuff coming your way. Have an awesome week.